Have you ever, like, confidently said, she said me the answer, and your teacher just stared at you like you broke the internet?
Oh, yeah, the classic death stare.
Right.
Yeah.
It is so embarrassing. But honestly, don't worry. We have all been there. Today, we are going to fix, say, tell, speak, and talk forever. And we're going to do it in the easiest, funniest way possible.
Really are. Welcome to the deep dive, everybody. I am so excited to get into this.
Same here. So we're tackling the 4 communication superstars today. And to you listening, our mission right now isn't to just, hand you some boring textbook list of rules.
No, absolutely not. That never works anyway.
Exactly. We want to look at the underlying mechanics, the why. Because once you understand how these words actually function, you will never second guess yourself in the conversation again.
Spot on.
Yeah.
And to really understand them, you have to think of these 4 words as having distinct personalities.
Yeah.
Almost like 4 different people at a party.
Ooh, I like that. 4
Yeah.
different party personalities.
Right. Because they all deal with transferring information, obviously.
Right.
But they target entirely different parts of an interaction.
So let's start with the big ones. The heavy hitters that literally trip everyone up. Say versus tell.
Yes. The chaos pair.
Haha! The chaos pair. From all our source material, this is the pair that just causes the most confusion for beginners.
It causes chaos because, well, people think the difference between them is just a style choice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I feel like using say today.
Right. Like it's just a synonym.
But it's not. It is entirely structural. So let's look at say first. When you use the word say, the entire focus of the sentence is on the payload, the words themselves.
The payload. Okay, wait. I like that visual.
Yeah. Think of it like throwing a baseball into an empty field. You are just launching the information out there.
Yeah.
The structure is super simple. It's just say plus the information.
So I don't need anyone to catch the baseball.
Exactly. You do not need a receiver. In, boring grammatical terms, it doesn't require an indirect object.
Okay, so let's put this into like a daily life context. Imagine you are sitting in the living room, right? And suddenly your friend just bursts through the door and screams, "Pizza's free today!"
Oh, I'm running. I am absolutely running.
Right. Everyone jumps up. But mechanically, your friend just said something.
Right. The spotlight is 100% on the words, "Pizza is free today."
They didn't target one specific person in the room. They just, threw the words out into the air.
Exactly. That is the perfect way to look at it.
But wait, hold on. What if I am looking right at you when I say it? What if we are the only 2 people in the entire room? Doesn't that make it targeted?
That is such a great question. But no, even if you are staring right into my soul, the verb say still doesn't possess the grammatical hook to grab me directly.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. You cannot say, "She said me the pizza is free." The word say just entirely rejects the direct attachment of a person.
So this is where the famous golden rule comes in. The big red flashing light from our research, right?
Mm-hmm.
We never ever say, "She said me."
Never. It's like trying to plug a USB cable in upside down. It's structurally just does not fit.
The USB cable.
That is so true.
If you absolutely must include the listener while using the word say, you have to build a bridge.
A bridge.
Yeah, and that bridge is the word to. You have to say, "She said to me."
She said to me, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it feels a little clunky, right? She said to me, which I'm guessing is exactly why the word tell was invented.
Bingo! That's exactly it. If say is just throwing the baseball into a field, tell is handing that baseball directly to a specific person.
Oh, nice.
Tell is all about the receiver. It demands a target.
So it needs someone to act upon.
Yes. The structure is tell plus someone plus something. With tell, you almost always have to mention the listener. You are giving instructions or information to them. You can't just throw it into the air.
Okay, let's do another scenario. Let's go back to childhood trauma for a second.
Uh-oh. You're in your bedroom. Mom enters. She looks absolutely furious. She looks at the broken vase on the floor, points her finger right at your chest, and goes, "Tell me the truth right now."
A terrifying yet grammatically flawless moment.
Haha. But look at the mechanics of it. She doesn't say the truth right now.
Why?
She uses tell because the information is being forcefully extracted and handed to a specific target. Me. Tell me the truth.
Exactly. She is establishing a direct line of communication between you and her. Like, Dad told us a story. The teacher told the students to sit down. Please tell me your name.
Ah, I see.
Every single time, there's a catcher's mitt waiting for the information.
Okay, let's put them side by side really quick, because I think that makes the contrast super clear for everyone
Okay,
listening. Sentence 1, she said, "Good morning."
Notice there. Said spotlights the sentence itself. The greeting.
Right. Sentence 2, she told me good morning.
And there, told spotlights the interaction with the listener.
Yeah.
Me. It's a tiny shift in perspective, but a massive shift in how the sentence is built.
Oh, wait, I have to push back here for a second because English loves to break its own rules.
Oh, it sure does.
You just said tell needs a target person, right? A catcher's mitt.
I did.
So what about a phrase like tell a lie or tell a story? I don't always say tell me a lie. Sometimes I just say he loves to tell stories. Where is the target person there?
Okay, that is a brilliant catch. And it actually requires a super quick detour into linguistic history.
Ooh, history. I love it.
So, hundreds of years ago, the word tell actually meant to count or to calculate.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Like a bank teller?
Exactly. A bank teller counts money.
Oh my gosh, my mind is blown right now.
Right. So when we say tell a story or tell a lie or even tell time, we are using an ancient leftover meaning of the word. We are essentially saying recount a story or calculate the time.
That is fascinating.
It's a rare exception to the target rule, but it exists purely because the word itself used to have a slightly different job.
Okay, so just to recap for you guys listening. Say is for dropping the words. Tell is for handing the words to someone. Unless you are counting up a story or a lie, in which case you use tell because of medieval history.
Uh-huh. You've got it perfectly.
All right, so we've figured out how to deliver the actual information. But what about the mood of the room? Like, how do we know if we should be formal or casual?
Which brings us to the second pair of communication superstars. Speak and talk.
Speak and talk. Okay.
Yeah, this is all about the vibe. If say and tell are about what is happening, speak and talk are about how it's happening. And the absolute best analogy from our notes here is to think of clothing.
Clothing. Okay, I'm with you.
Are you wearing a tuxedo or are you wearing comfortable sweatpants?
Aha, I love this. Okay, let's start with the tuxedo. That is the word speak.
Yes. Speak is your formal wear.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds professional. It implies authority or a one-way transmission of important information. You aren't just tossing ideas around with a buddy. You are making a statement.
So when do we bust out this grammar tuxedo?
We use it for speeches, formal communications, and crucially for languages.
Okay.
For example, the principal spoke to the students. Or if you are calling a company with a problem, can I speak to the manager? You use speak because you want to establish a boundary of professionalism.
It definitely sounds heavier. Like if someone says, I need to speak with you, it sounds like I'm about to get fired.
Uh-huh. Yes, exactly. It creates distance. And we also use it for languages, which is an interesting quirk.
Right. Which actually reminds me of that classic phenomenon. We all have that one friend who uses an app for like 5 minutes, learns exactly one phrase in Spanish, and suddenly they stand up super tall and proudly announce, I speak Spanish.
Uh-huh. And then they just say, hola.
Literally just, but the funny thing is, grammatically, they use the tuxedo correctly. You don't say, I talk Spanish. You say, I speak Spanish. Why is that? Why do languages get the tuxedo treatment?
Because language is viewed as a systemic capability. It's an output. Remember, speak comes from an old root word meaning to make noise or to declare.
Oh, declare.
Yeah. So when you say, I speak French, you are declaring your capability to output that system. You aren't necessarily describing a back and forth exchange with someone. You are stating a formal fact about your abilities.
Wow, okay. That makes a ton of sense. Capability equals speak. The tuxedo, but honestly, I am ready to take off the tuxedo now.
Me too.
Let's put on the sweatpants. Let's look at talk.
Talk. Talk is the most relaxed of our 4 words. It's casual, it's friendly, and it inherently implies a two-way street.
Yep.
It is a shared activity. You are not giving a speech at someone. You are having a back and forth exchange with them.
So this is like the post-exam scenario. 2 friends walk out of a grueling math test, totally drained. They look at each other and one goes, let's talk about anything except math.
A completely valid reaction, by the way.
Highly valid. And then they go to a cafe and spend 3 hours just gossiping. Movies, weekend plans, whatever. That is talking. It's fluid. It bounces back and forth.
Exactly. We talked for hours. She likes talking to her neighbors. What are you talking about? It's collaborative. If speak is a broadcast, talk is a tennis match.
A tennis match? Okay, but hold on. I'm throwing another curveball at you.
Do it.
If talk is supposed to be this comfortable, sweatpants-wearing, relaxed word, why is the phrase, we need to talk, the most terrifying sentence a human being can hear?
Oh, man. Uh-huh. That is such a good observation. It's terrifying exactly because it subverts the expectation.
What do you mean?
Well, talk implies intimacy and closeness, right? So when someone says, "we need to talk" with a super serious tone, they are taking a word meant for casual comfort and weaponizing it with serious intent.
Oh, wow.
The contrast between the sweatpants word and the serious tone is what makes your stomach drop.
So if my boss says, we need to speak, I know it's a formal business issue. But if my partner says, we need to talk, I know it's deeply personal, which is somehow way, way worse.
Precisely. The vibe dictates the impact.
Okay, I feel like we have the mechanical blueprints for all 4 words now. But theories are just theories until you test them, right? Let's put all 4 of these words, say, tell, speak, and talk, into single real-world scenes, just so everyone listening can see how they dynamically interact.
I like this because it proves that you don't just use one of these words a day. You rapidly switch between all 4 depending on the exact micro moment of the conversation.
Yes. So, scene 1, the busy restaurant. Let's set the stage here. It's Friday night, the place is packed, smells like garlic and baked dough. The waiter comes over to a family's table and says, your pizza is ready.
Spot on. The waiter is just dropping the payload of information onto the table.
Good.
Focus is entirely on the words. Says.
Right. Suddenly, the youngest kid grabs a massive boiling hot slice. The mom leans over and tells him, don't eat too fast.
Yes, because now there is a specific target. Mom is directing an instruction specifically at the child, she tells him.
Meanwhile, at the front of the restaurant, a very serious customer in a suit stands at the podium and speaks to the manager about the excellent service.
The tuxedo word. It's a formal boundary. A customer addressing a manager officially. He speaks to him.
And finally, back at our family's table, the teenagers are completely ignoring the food and just talking about the latest cricket match.
Sweatpants. Casual, back and forth, shared interaction. They are talking.
It's amazing how naturally they all fit together. Let's do one more just to cement it. Scene 2, the classroom. The bell rings, everyone shuffles in. The teacher stands at the whiteboard and says, tomorrow is the midterm exam.
A general broadcast of facts to the room.
Exactly. The teacher then points at a student in the front row who looks super confused and tells them, study chapter 5.
Direct object engaged. The teacher is handing an instruction directly to that one student.
Suddenly, the intercom crackles. The principal speaks to the entire school. Discipline is our core value.
Formal, authoritative, one-way transmission. The principal speaks.
And in the back row, 2 students are hunched over their desks, talking during the announcement. Bro, what's on chapter 5?
The classic illicit tennis match of whispering. They talk.
When you lay it out like that, it feels impossible to get them confused. You just look at the mechanics of the situation.
You would think so. But old habits die hard, and our sources highlight some very specific grammatical slip-ups that even advanced learners make.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Usually it's because people mix the mechanics of one word with the vibe of another.
Well, let's fix them right now. This is the mistake clinic. I am going to throw the most common incorrect phrases at you, and I want you to break down why they fail mechanically. You ready?
I have my metaphorical red pen ready. Let's go.
Okay, mistake number 1. Oh man, yesterday was great. I told with my friend for hours.
Okay, mechanically this fails because tell is about handing over information. It is not a collaborative exchange. You can't tell with someone. The preposition with implies a shared activity.
Right.
So you need the sweatpants word. It must be, I talked with my friend.
Got it. Sweatpants word. Okay, mistake number 2. My brother is so annoying, he speaks to me every day.
Oh, wow. You are doing 2 things wrong here. First, you're using the formal tuxedo word for an annoying brother, which is totally the wrong vibe.
Definitely.
Second, speak, just like say, doesn't naturally take a direct object without a bridge. You can't speak me. The correction is, he talks to me every day.
Ah, right. It's casual, and it needs the bridge to the person. Okay, last one. We went to the cafe, and she told, I am hungry.
We are back to the golden rule. Tell requires a catcher's mitt. It needs a target person. You can't just have the word told floating next to a quote.
It's launching the baseball to nobody.
Exactly. You either need to add the target, like she told me she was hungry, or switch to the payload word. She said, I am hungry.
Man, it is so satisfying to understand the why behind these corrections. It feels like unlocking the matrix of the language rather than just memorizing a list.
It really does. Which means you, listening right now, are officially ready to graduate.
I think so. But before we let you go, we need to do a rapid-fire challenge, just to make sure your reflexes are sharp. I'm going to throw a sentence at you with a blank space, and I want you to instinctively know which tool to reach for. Let's see if we can do this at full speed.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
All right, listeners, shout the answer out if you know it. Sentence 1, my teacher. blank me to complete the homework.
There's a target. Me. So it has to be handing over information.
Yeah.
Told. My teacher told me.
Yes. Sentence 2. She blank that she was tired.
No target person, just the payload of words. Said. She said that she was tired.
Perfect. Sentence 3. We blank for hours last night.
A shared, casual, back and forth activity. Talked. We talked for hours.
And the final one, he can blank French very well.
It's a language. A formal capability. Speak. He can speak French.
Wow. When you internalize the mechanics, it's almost instinctual, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
And if you ever feel yourself forgetting, just rely on this super quick memory formula. Ready?
I'm ready.
You speak a language. You talk with friends. You say funny things. And you tell people your secrets.
Oh, that is so good. Speak a language, talk with friends, say funny things, tell secrets. I am locking that in the vault.
Good. But before we wrap up completely, I want to leave everyone with a slightly more provocative thought. Something to chew on.
Okay, let's hear it.
We spent this entire time talking about how these words function in traditional spoken communication, right? But languages evolve based on environment.
And our environment is increasingly digital.
Exactly. The internet is totally blurring the lines between all of these rules. Think about it. When you type a comment on a YouTube video, which verb are you actually doing? Are you saying it? Because it's just words on a screen tossed into the void.
Right, but what if I am replying to a specific user's comment? Am I telling them?
You might be, because now there's a target. But wait, what if it's a massive long Reddit thread where everyone is debating back and forth? Are you all suddenly talking, even though no one has opened their mouths?
That is wild. We use the vocabulary of physical speech to describe silent typing. Like, I was talking to him on WhatsApp. You weren't talking. You were pressing glass with your thumbs.
Precisely. The digital world forces us to map our old psychological vibes, the tuxedo, the sweatpants, the payload, the target, onto a medium that is entirely text-based. Asynchronous communication is changing how we perceive these verbs.
Wow.
So the next time you are scrolling or dropping a comment or sliding into a DM, ask yourself internally, what do you feel like you are doing? Saying, telling, speaking, or talking?
That is going to fundamentally change how I look at my group chats. Like, are we talking or are we just saying things at the exact same time?
That is the philosophical question of the internet era.
Well, whether you are speaking formally, talking casually, saying your piece, or telling a great story, you now have the exact grammatical tools to do it perfectly. No more breaking the internet with she said me.
You've mastered the mechanics, now go use them.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Keep questioning the why behind the rules, and we will catch you in the next one.